It's Thursday, October 16th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, search investigation. The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And have you made the appointment yet? You know, the one where you have your winter tires put on. Well, we'll chat with the folks at CAA Atlantic about that and other winter car prep a little later in the show.
Plus, speaking of cars, it's Fuel Day at Circle K. We'll get all the details on how you can save at the pumps in Atlantic Canada. All that and so much more just ahead on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in, 6:01. On this Thursday, October 16th. So glad you can join us today. Yes, it's Fuel Day at Circle K's, which is a lot of fun.
That is really exciting.
Yes, I got to check it out, and first of all, it's a great time to save 10 cents a liter on gas between certain times. We'll tell you a little bit coming up in the show. And then certain locations have an additional coupon book where you can get savings beyond today.
I'll take it.
So yeah, exactly. We all want to save a little money these days.
Absolutely. And we're going to keep that car talk going too, because also later in the show, CAA Atlantic's going to come join us and talk about the winter tire change.
She's a-coming.
It's coming. You can't stop winter. It will be here before you know it. Best to know now what to do so you're not scrambling later.
Yeah, exactly. All right, weather-wise, we don't have flurries in the Halifax area, or really anybody in the Maritimes.
Yeah.
Maybe our friends in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Oh, poor Labrador. They do still have a chance of flurries over there, but for the most part, for the Maritime region, we're going to see some wet weather return.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, not as heavy as we'd still like it to be, but a chance of showers will be tracking across the region.
Well, hopefully that does help with some dry conditions that we've been experiencing.
Yes.
I was just in Moncton just a few weeks ago. Beautiful fall foliage there. Went over to Riverview as well. Gorgeous. And sun hasn't risen in Moncton yet.
No, it's quite dark over there. And you can see the roads are wet, so keep that in mind when you are heading out this morning. Seeing showers track across much of the region today. As of right now, it's 8 degrees as you head outdoors in Moncton, and you may want to allot some extra time out on your morning commute because of the wet weather we're seeing. And also layer up. It's still a cool start to the day, a bit warmer than we saw yesterday morning. 6 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, with 10 starting off your day in Charlottetown. 9 degrees in both Halifax and Sydney, only 1 in Labrador City, 5 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at the low that's tracking across the region today, bringing a few showers, a chance of some scattered showers for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Also going to see wet weather move through Newfoundland and Labrador today. Over to the current winds for the Maritime region out of the northeast this morning. As of right now, 26 kilometers per hour in North Cape, with 22 into Edmonton, 19 in St. John, New Brunswick, with 17 into Grand Manan and Lunenburg, 11 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown, Truro, and Canso. Only 1 wind gust to notify you of at this time, getting up to 28 kilometers per hour right now in Grand Manan. Wind will be picking up for much of the Maritime region into the afternoon. I'll have a look at the wet weather and see how much rainfall we're going to receive. But first, we're going to look at our local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:03. The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. According to the Serious Incident Response Team, officers were called to a home Tuesday afternoon. When they arrived, they found a woman holding a knife. Police say she refused to drop the knife, and after a taser failed to stop her, one officer fired their gun. The woman was pronounced dead soon after.
So I heard 1, and then I heard 2 after that. But they weren't like bang, bang, bang. It was like bang, and then there was a pause. I mean, things were happening pretty fast, and then I heard 2 more shots.
Bruce Zwicker was working outside nearby. He says the yelling started before police even arrived. CERT is investigating. The man accused of the choking death of Ryan Sawyer outside the Halifax Ale House in December 2022 took the stand to testify in his own defense. Alexander Levy said as a bouncer, he was trained to use chokeholds, calling them safer for everybody and a measure to keep people from fighting. But he told the court every other time he's used the chokehold, the person woke up. Levy is on trial for charges of manslaughter and criminal negligence causing the death of Ryan Sawyer. Levy is the only defense witness to testify. Court is now adjourned until Monday, when lawyers will make closing arguments. Still lingering confusion and chaos on both sides of the border as new tariffs on softwood lumber hit the forestry sector.
Trucks that were headed over there have been turned back and had to be unloaded. Some have been allowed to cross.
Linda Bell has been working in the forestry industry along the U.S.-Canada border for almost 3 decades. She says the last 24 to 48 hours have been chaotic since a new 10% tariff was issued on softwood lumber on top of the existing 35%. It's caused some mills in Maine to halt deliveries of New Brunswick lumber, mills which have processed Canadian wood for over 5 decades. Industry Minister Melanie Joly acknowledged the confusion, saying Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is working on getting more clarity from the U.S. administration. The federal government is spending $30 million to help build 79 new rental housing units in St. John. The money supports the ongoing building of a new apartment high-rise along the St. John waterfront, which is slated to open next year.
We had a great summer for pouring concrete and our structural steel, so we're looking to get the building closed in for December here and then continue to progress with the finishings and then be nearing completion end of next summer, fall next year of 26.
The money is being provided through the Apartment Construction Loan Program. It is the latest in a slew of provincial and federal housing-related announcements, including a $7.4 million commitment by multiple levels of government to overhaul Tracady's winter infrastructure. To the water now. The 2025 season for the Cat Ferry, operating between Yarmouth and Bar Harbor, is now over. Coming off a 30% increase in passengers from 2023 to 2024, Bay Ferries announced earlier this summer that ridership was down this year because Canadians were avoiding travel to the U.S. Totals for this year are expected to be out next week. The CEO of the Yarmouth and Acadian Shores Tourism Association says staycations helped make up for the lack of cross-border travel.
It's still early. We don't have final numbers, but we feel we had actually quite a good year. Anecdotally, a lot of our operators are saying they're performing quite well.
The Cat Ferry will return in May for the 2026 season. After that, the Nova Scotia government will require new agreements for the ship, the operator, and terminal operator in the U.S. Finally, traffic jams, they're not usually a big problem you hear a lot about in the Sydney area, but with a number of road construction projects underway, some drivers say their short commutes are taking hours when they normally take minutes.
Commute home last evening was foolishly long. An hour and 45 minutes was a very long time to be in traffic, especially with a toddler that's potty training and telling you he needs to pee.
Well, boy, she's good today, but yesterday was brutal. My buddy tried to get home yesterday, and it took him 3.5 hours.
Yeah, traffic has been slowing down to a crawl on Kings Road, one of the main arteries between Sydney and a number of surrounding communities. It's not the only construction zone, too. A section of Highway 125 is down to 1 lane, which is adding to the traffic congestion along Kings Road. Public Works says the Kings Road construction project is expected to be completed in December.
Oh, my word. Oh, you know that's usually there. I mean, I won't speak for this project particularly, but in general, they say December, but it takes longer than that just because of weather and things.
Because of weather. And they're building a new roundabout in the area, and a new median is being put in as well. But it is a bit of a shock when you're in an area that you don't expect a lot of traffic, and when you have a commute that goes from minutes to hours.
That's
a significant.
wild.
Yeah.
I come from a land where, traffic takes hours and hours when it's supposed to be a 20-minute travel. And construction that lasts over 20 years in one area.
Wow.
I guess we shouldn't complain, but at the same time, it's a lot when you're not used to that.
Well, it's news you can use because hopefully there's a way to avoid the Kings Road area if you can.
Yeah,
Sydney.
oh
my gosh.
I know.
What a time.
But at the same time, too, I mean, construction has to happen. Roads need to be worked on. We need to maintain that infrastructure. And I certainly feel for the workers who are improving our roads, too.
Well, that's a good perspective, too.
Yeah,
yes, thank you, workers. Chop, chop, chop now.
Yeah,
all right, let's talk about money. All right, let's make some cash. Let's make some dreams come true. Let's make it rain, ladies.
Yeah.
$20,000 could be yours if you enter our giveaway. The code word today, vacation. Maybe you'd like to use some of that $20,000 for a splendid vacation. If you'd like to enter that code word by going over and visiting our website. There's a little contest link at the top right-hand side of the screen, or just scan that QR code and it'll take you right there. Vacation's the word today. Tune in again tomorrow for another word, another chance to win, and good luck to you.
Good luck indeed. And we are going to take our first break here on Your Morning Atlantic. We have so much more to come over the next 3 hours. But first, we're going to take a live look at Argyle Street in downtown Halifax. Imagine what you can do with $20,000 on this street. With a Carlton, then see a show at Neptune. Those possibilities are endless. Latavia has your forecast right after this.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:13. We're taking a live look at a very dark start to the day over in St. John's. 6 degrees as of right now, and as you head out for your morning commute, we're expecting showers and or drizzle to continue really throughout the day, and we are going to see that wet weather across the region today. Weather actually is brought to you by ALC.ca, and that wet weather is going to continue throughout the day today, so make sure to prepare for that when you head out on your morning commute. You may want to allot some extra time out on roads this morning. 6 degrees in Fredericton early this morning, 9 starting off your day in Charlottetown with 8 in Halifax, 10 degrees in Sydney, 6 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline, so you can see this wet weather really tracking across much of Atlantic Canada early this morning. Looking at a few showers expected across New Brunswick. Also seeing a chance of some scattered showers across Nova Scotia. Seeing a chance of showers for Prince Edward Island and also for Newfoundland and Labrador. Showers and or drizzle today, and for the most part, Labrador will be seeing wet weather as well. Into the afternoon, much of the same expected. Going to see the heaviest of this rainfall situated into southern Nova Scotia. Other than that, though, it's going to remain quite light for most areas, but will continue into the evening. And early Friday morning, we are expecting some more wet weather ahead for much of the region yet again. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, we're looking at around 2 to 5 millimeters for much of New Brunswick, only light amounts of rainfall for Prince Edward Island, and seeing the heaviest, as I had mentioned, around 5 to 10 for parts of southern Nova Scotia. We're going to see 10 to 20 millimeters for Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and only around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. For forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at showers across the province today. Wind will pick up out of the northeast, 20 gusting to 40, with highs ranging from 8 to 13 degrees, being the warmest into Moncton. For Prince Edward Island, looking at highs between 13 to 14 degrees, looking at scattered showers throughout the day. Wind gusts also getting up to 40 kilometers per hour. And then for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs will range from 13 to 15 degrees. We're looking at some scattered showers throughout the day as well. And same thing goes for the rest of Nova Scotia. Scattered showers throughout your day with highs between 12 to 14 degrees, being the warmest into Halifax. Wind gusts also getting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Then for Newfoundland and Labrador, we're looking at only 5 degrees for your daytime high in Labrador City. Mainly cloudy skies throughout the day into the evening. Looking at a chance of showers and or flurries moving back in. And a high of 9 degrees for St. John's. Looking at showers and or drizzle throughout the day as well. So into Friday's forecast, a chance of isolated showers returns for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Also going to see a chance of showers and or flurries continue for parts of Labrador. Into our weekend forecast on Saturday, going to see a mix of sun and cloud return for parts of the region. Still holding on to a chance of some isolated showers for parts of the maritime region as well. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:16. A major showdown is brewing between one of Canada's biggest automakers and the federal government. Industry Minister Melanie Joly was in Fredericton yesterday. She told media that Ottawa is threatening to take legal action against Stellantis after it revealed it was shifting production of the Jeep Compass from Brampton, Ontario to Illinois. CTV's Mike LeCouture has the latest.
We will make sure that we push the company and we hold them to account.
A letter from Melanie Joly to the CEO of Stellantis identifies legally binding commitments the car company made in the past as part of a deal with Canada and Ontario. If the company doesn't honor them, the federal government will exercise all options, including legal.
We've invested millions of dollars in that facility based on the commitment that they would be investing in a new model.
Ontario's premier is also digging in.
I'm not going to give them a penny because it was tied in to making sure Windsor and keep Brampton going.
Doug Ford says the head of Stellantis told him yesterday they were going to find a new model for the Brampton plant and move 1,500 workers to the one in Windsor. In a statement, Stellantis said Canada is very important to us, adding, "We have plans for Brampton and will share them upon further discussions with the Canadian government." Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump said both countries can't make cars, and Ontario's premier believes Stellantis' decision to shift $13 billion in investment is a result of all the trade uncertainty.
That guy, President Trump, he's a real piece of work. You know something? What my message to the Prime Minister when I meet him on Thursday is if you can't get a deal, let's start hitting him back.
Canadian vehicles to grow our auto industry.
Now, Carney campaigned on standing up to Trump. However, in recent months, Canada has removed most counter tariffs on U.S. products, except for steel, aluminum, and autos.
Mark Carney's broken promises and weakness abroad are costing Canadian workers at home.
The minister responsible for trade with the U.S., Dominic LeBlanc, returned to Washington on Monday. He's working with Canadian negotiators to continue talks with their American counterparts on trade.
CTV's Mike Lacouture reporting in Ottawa. Now from the anxiety in Brampton to a glimmer of hope for residents in Amherstburg, Ontario. The town's mayor announced a new group is in talks to take over the Crown Royal bottling facility.
And that one group wants to use the Diageo plant and produce alcoholic beverages.
In August, the company announced it would close the Crown Royal bottling facility by February and move the operation to the U.S. The plant is the town's largest employer with about 200 workers. The mayor said the unnamed group eyeing the plant wants to buy it outright and keep all unionized workers. Finding work is a major challenge for many young people in our region and across the country. CTV's Abigail Beanman has more on the challenge to find solutions.
Keep your hand up if you've applied to more than 20 jobs already.
A frustrating job market for these university students.
I must have applied to like 70 jobs or something like that, and most of them just don't get back to you.
Then you have to really push and be desperate for the job if you really want to get anything. And even then, there's all these AI screenings.
While Canada's unemployment rate sits at 7.1%, Statistics Canada puts youth unemployment at 14.7%, the highest since 2010, excluding COVID years.
We are calling on the government to take our constructive ideas and include them in Budget 2025.
New in the Conservatives' youth jobs plan today, a 100% capital cost tax write-off in the first year for employers that build housing for employees. And a change to the Canada Student Financial Assistance Program to give more help for in-demand fields.
The government should establish a process for making objective determinations about what areas of study are more or less likely to lead to positive career outcomes.
The plan is inadequate to the scale of the problem. It's tinkering with an issue that needs a large-scale response.
This economist would like to see government action that creates demand, while the students give the Conservative plan mixed reviews.
Providing housing would give us more opportunities to get those jobs in smaller cities.
You can see a lot of particularly the schools pulling away from focusing on the arts, and I feel like by the Conservatives promoting this kind of plan, it may even further that.
The Jobs Minister's office tells CTV News the Liberal government has created more than 130,000 jobs opportunities for young people and promises more to say on youth unemployment soon.
CTV's Abigail Beeman reporting from Ottawa. Finally, you can't keep a good Blue Jay down. That's what fans discovered after Toronto won Game 3 of their playoff series against the Mariners in Seattle last night.
He gets another breaking ball, hits it to center. This one's going a long way. Gone!
Cheers from loyal Jays fans who made the trek to Seattle and were treated to an offensive outburst. After falling behind 2-0 in the game, the Jays bats took over and came back with a vengeance, hammering the Mariners to win 13-4. Toronto now trails the series just 2-1. Game 4 is tonight in Seattle. A quick break here. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this short break. Please stay with us.
welcome back. It's now 6:25 and time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we are checking in on a little NBA preseason with the Grizzlies taking on the Hornets. LaMelo Ball puts it through the defender's legs, then lobs it to Brandon Miller. Nice little alley-oop. Ball goes right through Jock Landale's wickets in transition, and Miller gets some height and a very nice finish. Ball, 23 points, 8 assists in 28 minutes, but more importantly, he has got your must-see moment. And coming up tonight on TSN, Week 7 in the NFL kicks off with a little Thursday Night Football with the Steelers facing the Bengals. Coverage for that one gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And now over to your business headlines with our colleagues at BNN.
Sales fell in 12 of the 21 subsectors tracked by Statistics Canada, coming in at $69.4 billion. And that's a drop from the July number of $70.3 billion. Transportation equipment had the steepest decline, with fewer aerospace parts, vehicles, and car parts produced. Food sales also dropped, with less grain and dairy production. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar really didn't change. It ended the day at 71.19. West Texas Intermediate crude barely budged. It sits at 58.72. Western Canadian Select up a dime to 47.87. And the TSX moved up another 283 points today for another record high close. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast as we inch towards the end of the work week. For New Brunswick today, looking at showers across the province, a below seasonal daytime high of 10 degrees. On Friday, 11 degrees and mainly cloudy skies with scattered showers returning for the southern region of the province. And then on Saturday, sunshine returns with a high of 14. Nova Scotia looking at wet weather as well today. Scattered showers across the province with a high of 12. 13 degrees on Friday. Also going to see scattered showers throughout your day. And then on Saturday, the daytime high remains at 13. Cloudy skies with isolated showers returning. For Prince Edward Island, looking at scattered showers today with a high of 13 degrees. 12 across the island on Friday with scattered showers continuing on. And then on Saturday, wet weather yet again into the weekend with a high of 11.
Ooh, here's looking at you, babe. Coming up this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're talking about landmarks big and small in your communities around the region. Join us for that conversation with our pals, Aaron and Peter. That's in about 15 minutes on your Morning Atlantic.
Oh, if you're looking at those landmarks and you're like, oh, if you know, you know. But if you don't know, you don't know. We'll have that conversation coming up in 15 minutes from our friends Aaron and Peter. We want to hear your thoughts on it, too. I mean, we've got our iconic locations, right? Like Confederation Bridge, Peggy's Cove. We have Hopewell Rocks. So we're wondering about the more, like, obscure ones that you see around the region. And you're like, this is what marks that spot.
Yeah. I love it. I love the giving of directions with landmarks too. Like turn at the lighthouse statue, you know, or whatever. Like that is more helpful to me than actual directions.
Yeah, when you see the graffitied rocks on the side of the highway that looks like a Rubik's Cube, you've gone too far.
This is what I know. You've gone too far. Oh, you've gone too far. Okay, exactly. Yeah. Okay, one time my daughter was taking lifeguarding classes in Pomkit. And we didn't know where it was not the regular exit, it was an obscure exit. And for that particular point in time, there was a dead raccoon right at the exit. So when you're driving on the highway, it's like, look for the dead raccoon. When they cleared it away, we were in big trouble.
Oh my gosh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wonder how long that landmark lasted for.
Exactly, not that long, unfortunately. Anyway, we move on to brighter things. What's going on in the weather world?
Well, it's actually a wet day ahead for much of the region, much needed. Yeah. We're not going to see the totals that we are hoping for, but we're still getting that wet weather, so keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Here's a live look at a very dark start to the day in Fredericton. Warmer than we saw yesterday morning. It is currently 6 degrees in your area. You're going to want to still layer up as well as bring your rain gear because we are going to see that wet weather right across Atlantic Canada today. 9 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown with 8 early this morning in Halifax, 10 degrees in Sydney, with 6 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite and radar. So that green indicated on our map, a low is tracking across the region. Showers expected for parts of all 3 maritime provinces today. Also going to see wet weather extend in our forecast for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador. In terms of the wind, starting off light will pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, sustained wind of 24 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 22 starting off your day in Edmundston, with 17 kilometers per hour in Moncton, as well as into Yarmouth, 19 in Grand Manan, and 13 in Fredericton and in Canso. A few wind gusts to notify you of, getting up to 41 kilometers per hour right now in Edmundston, 30 into Grand Manan, and 28 kilometers per hour in St. John, New Brunswick. I'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. According to the Serious Incident Response Team, officers were called to a home Tuesday afternoon. When they arrived, they found a woman holding a knife. Police say she refused to drop the knife, and after a taser failed to stop her, one officer fired their gun. The woman was pronounced dead soon after.
So I heard one, and then I heard two after that. But they weren't like bang, bang, bang. It was like bang, and then there was a pause. I mean, things were happening pretty fast, and then I heard two more shots.
Bruce Zwicker was working outside nearby. He says the yelling started before police arrived. CERT is investigating. Nova Scotia's Police Oversight Agency has charged a retired Mountie with 3 counts of sexual assault. Officials say the alleged offenses occurred when the man was a Mountie and after his retirement in 2023. RCMP Commissioner Dennis Daly says the charges involve a woman who was known to the man. Daly says the charges are deeply troubling and understandably distressing for the communities served by the Mounties. The man accused of the choking death of Ryan Sawyer outside the Halifax Ale House in December 2022 took the stand to testify in his own defense. Alexander Levy said as a bouncer, he was trained to use chokeholds, calling them safer for everybody and a measure to keep people from fighting. But he told the court every other time he's used the chokehold, the person woke up. Levy is on trial for charges of manslaughter and criminal negligence causing the death of Ryan Sawyer. Levy is the only defense witness to testify. Court is now adjourned until Monday when lawyers will make closing arguments. Still confusion and chaos on both sides of the border as new tariffs on softwood lumber hit the forestry sector.
Trucks that were headed over there have been turned back and had to be unloaded. Some have been allowed to cross.
Linda Bell has been working in the forestry industry along the U.S.-Canada border for almost 3 decades. She says the last 24 to 48 hours have been chaotic since a new 10% tariff was issued on softwood lumber on top of the existing 35%. It's caused some mills in Maine to halt deliveries of New Brunswick lumber, mills which have processed Canadian wood for over 5 decades. Industry Minister Melanie Joly acknowledged the confusion, saying Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is working on getting more clarity from the U.S. administration. The federal government is spending $30 million to help build 79 new rental housing units in St. John. The money supports the ongoing build of a new apartment high-rise along the St. John waterfront, which is slated to open next year.
We had a great summer for pouring concrete and our structural steel, so we're looking to get the building closed in for December here and then continue to progress with the finishings and then be nearing completion end of next summer, fall next year of 26.
The money being provided through the Apartment Construction Loan Program. It is the latest in a slew of provincial and federal housing-related announcements, including a $7.4 million commitment by multiple levels of government to overhaul Tracadie's water infrastructure. The 2025 season for the Cat Ferry, operating between Yarmouth and Bar Harbor, is now over. Coming off a 30% increase in passengers from 2023 to 2024, Bay Ferries announced earlier this summer that ridership was down this year because Canadians were avoiding travel to the U.S. Totals for this year are expected to be out next week. The CEO of the Yarmouth and Acadian Shores Tourism Association says staycations help make up for the lack of cross-border travel.
It's still early. We don't have final numbers, but we feel we had actually
quite a good year. Anecdotally, a lot of our operators are saying they're performing quite well.
The Cat Ferry will return in May for the 2026 season. After that, the Nova Scotia government will require new agreements for the ship, the operator, and terminal operator in the U.S. Finally, the Vatican has announced that Pope Leo has received a purebred Arabian horse as a gift. It's a beautiful horse. It came from the owner and founder of a Polish stud farm. According to the Vatican, the donor was inspired by a photo of the Pope on horseback in Peru.
Woo, it's beautiful. Now, we just had an update on this story. The Pope has called 911 to talk about horses, just like you did when you were a little girl.
Oh my gosh.
We do not recommend anyone do that.
Don't do that. But I mean, if he wants to have a conversation with me about horses, I'm here for Arabian horses.
Give him your cell phone, yeah.
Gorgeous.
I love that everything's white. The white horse, the white truck. That's the new Pope-mobile, I think. Wow, there's so much going on.
I mean, why use a new Pope-mobile when you have a new horse?
You don't need it. Well, look at that tail.
Gorgeous.
It's
Gorgeous, so shiny.
Wow, what a fun day at the Vatican.
Look at it. It's like, why am I getting all this attention?
Look at his ears. Listen,
Me?
I recently was at Ataraxi Farm. There was a sign about how to interpret horse ears. He's curious.
Lovely.
Up like that means curiosity.
Oh, what's happening?
Back like that.
Yeah, I know. Get away.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is news. I'm not super surprised about this, but interesting all the same. More than 5 years after the pandemic, Canada's healthcare workers on the front lines are still struggling. A new survey from the Canadian Medical Association shows doctors are burnt out and facing depression as the system buckles under increased pressure. 46% of physicians have reported high levels of burnout. Many doctors cited growing frustrations like the amount of administrative tasks, complexity of patient care, and increased expectations of patients and families.
Oh, that is a lot to handle, especially daily.
It is, and it's always frustrating when you don't have enough resources to handle whatever task you're doing. And I'm sure that, like, we know the healthcare system's overburdened. So
help the helpers, right?
Exactly.
All right, still ahead this half hour, we're going to have a look at your entertainment headlines, and Latavia has a forecast also too. It is the Move Morning Chat. We want to hear from you. Today we're talking about community landmarks and what means home to you. We'll explain when we return at 6:40.
Another dark start to the day over in Antigonish. Welcome back, Atlantic Canada. Happy Thursday. The time now is 6:43. Currently 9 degrees in your area, and we are expecting a chance of scattered showers throughout the day today. So something to keep in mind when you are heading out on your morning commute. Warmer start to the day than we saw yesterday, although still remaining cool for much of the region. As of right now, 6 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, with 9 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 8 degrees in Halifax early this morning, 10 in Sydney, and 6 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline. We do have this low tracking right across Atlantic Canada today, so it is bringing wet weather our way. We are seeing showers across New Brunswick, a chance of scattered showers across much of Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. Also going to see that wet weather for parts of Labrador and for Newfoundland, looking at showers and or drizzle throughout your day today. Into the afternoon, much of the same. We are going to see that heaviest precipitation for the southern region of Nova Scotia. Other than that, still going to remain quite light for much of Atlantic Canada. And then into the evening and overnight hours, we do see a bit of clearing, but still seeing precipitation persist into early Friday morning. We do have another chance of showers returning, ending off the work week. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we're only going to see around 2 to 5 millimeters for New Brunswick and much of Nova Scotia. The heaviest seeing around 5 to 10 for Digby and Lunenburg. Over to Newfoundland and Labrador, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for Newfoundland and around 10 to 20 at its heaviest for Happy Valley Goose Bay. For New Brunswick today, lots of showers across the province. We are going to see wind pick up out of the northeast, 20 gusting to 40, with highs ranging from 8 to 13 degrees being the warmest into Moncton today. Highs between 13 to 14 for Prince Edward Island, looking at some scattered showers throughout your day today as well. And going to see that wet weather continue for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia. Scattered showers expected with highs between 13 to 15 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, wind also picks up, gusts of up to 40 kilometers per hour. Scattered showers throughout your day with highs between 12 to 14 degrees being the warmest into Halifax. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, we're going to see mainly cloudy skies today with a high of 5 degrees in Labrador City. Into the evening, looking at a chance of showers and or flurries returning. And for St. John's, looking at a high of 9 degrees, showers and or drizzle throughout your day today. So that low is going to clear out for the most part into Friday's forecast. We will be seeing a chance of showers return for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. And then for Labrador, looking at mixed precipitation throughout the day today, throughout the day on Friday, rather. And then into Saturday, sunshine returns in our forecast. Still some lingering precipitation for parts of the region. That's a look at your weather forecast. Now we'll head over to the Move Morning Chat.
It's time for the latest edition of the Move Morning Chat. Our friends Aaron and Peter joining us in radio. This is a really fun one. We're talking about an unofficial landmark that you look for in your community. Aaron, what brought this about?
It's a big discussion happening on Move 100 right now. If you are in Halifax, you may be familiar with the famous eyeball rocks that can be spotted along Highway 103. Now, this is a big chat happening in Halifax because we found out they're going to be gone for good. They've been there for years. They're doing some blasting to twin the highway, and everyone's really upset. So it got us talking about those unofficial landmarks that you look for in your community, no matter where you are in the Maritimes. And for me personally, I've always loved the famous Charlie Brown tree. You may be familiar if you're living in Halifax. It's along the 102. It's put up by Ed McHugh, right by the Bedford exit there. And it's the cutest little Christmas tree he lights up for the community. We actually light it up live on the air here on Move 100. So that's what I look for here in Halifax.
And I'm going to throw one out as well. And again, no matter where you are in the Maritimes, we are sure that there are these unofficial landmarks. But this one has been in my head, and I've been seeing this since I was a kid. And it's driving along the Bedford Highway into Halifax. When we would come to Halifax with my mom and dad, you would drive by a little tiny building along the Bedford Highway that had Moyers on the side, as in Moyers chocolates. And it's still there. And as a kid, I was sure that's where they made the chocolates, was inside that building. Turns out that's not really the case. It's a power station. But I look for that, and it's still there on the Bedford Highway. And it's just a sign that, I'm getting close to being in the city, or I'm leaving the city. And I still love seeing that Moyers chocolate embedded into the concrete of this little building on the side of the Bedford Highway.
Oh, Peter, I've driven that highway so many times. I'm going to have to look for that. Mine is actually not too far from that Charlie Brown Christmas tree on the 102. Again, if you're coming from Lower Sackville into Halifax, it's not there anymore. But we used to call it the tire. Do you remember the tire that would hang off this tree off the highway? It was this mystery. Who put it there? Who eventually cut it down? But it was something as a kid that I always look forward to seeing, and then just one day it was gone. But every time we passed it, I would wonder, like, who would hang this giant car tire off this tree over the side of the highway? Another one is the Shubenacadie tree. Oh my gosh, it's sad it's gone now. Of course, it was blown down during post-tropical storm Fiona back in 2022, nearly 300 years old. That beautiful lush tree in the middle of a field by itself. Sad to see that gone, but I still think of it when I drive by.
Those are also great. I can't wait to hear our viewers' responses.
Yeah.
I think for me, I can't think of one right now, but maybe the Sullivan's Pond geese. When I go by and I see the geese, they're not there in the winter anymore, but when you see those geese, you know you're in downtown Dartmouth.
Oh.
And they are iconic. And don't get too close or they will hurt you. All right, let's hear what our viewers have to say. I love that your listeners love this topic. Let's see what you have to say, viewers. What's an unofficial landmark you look for in your community? Text us at 10400, and Amanda will have a lovely little roundup at the end of our show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
All right, time now to head over to Hollywood. Take a look at your entertainment headlines.
Shakira has announced she's planning to close out the year with a special run of 2 concerts in Miami this December. The Hips Don't Lie singer is currently on tour through Latin America after a sold-out North American run earlier this year.
Let's get battle ready.
The K-pop Demon Hunters are returning to the big screen. A sing-along version of the hit animated musical, which debuted on Netflix earlier this year, will play in theaters October 31st through November 2nd. Tickets go on sale this Friday. And speaking of performances, No Doubt is expanding its run of shows at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The band adding 6 additional performances in May due to what they call massive fan demand. This marks No Doubt's first extended tour in 14 years. It's also the 30th anniversary of their hit album, Tragic Kingdom. And he may still be waiting on the world to change, but at least he won't have to wait on that birthday cake anymore. John Mayer turns 48 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Let's look at your entertainment headlines. Happening now in local news, the woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. We'll have the latest on the search investigation and reaction from neighbors in that community. Also, there is still confusion and also chaos on both sides of the border as the New Brunswick forestry industry navigates new tariffs on softwood lumber. And Toronto officially on the board. The Toronto Blue Jays won 13-4 against the Seattle Mariners in Game 3 of the American League Championship Series, putting the series at 2-1 for the Mariners. We'll have the latest on those details coming up in your news headlines. But first, it is a look at the 3-day forecast with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. Across New Brunswick today, wet weather returns, so showers expected throughout the day today. Daytime high is now going to be below seasonal at 10 degrees. On Friday, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies with a chance of scattered showers returning for the southern region of the province with a high of 11. 14 degrees on Saturday, so returning above seasonal with a mix of sun and cloud returning across the province. For Nova Scotia, we are expecting wet weather as well, so some scattered showers at around a 60% chance of it happening. 12 degrees is your daytime high. And then on Friday, as we end off the work week, 13 degrees is your daytime high, still seeing scattered showers expected across the province. Then into the weekend forecast on Saturday, a high of 13 degrees. We will be seeing cloudy skies, but also isolated showers into the afternoon for parts of the province. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 13 degrees, scattered showers expected. And then on Friday, a high of 12, scattered showers. And on Saturday, wet weather yet again across the island with a high of 11. Now we'll throw things over to Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. It is now 6:56, and a great time to remind you, you can connect with us anytime you like. Email us, yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca, or text us at 10400. Send us photos, send us videos, send us your comments and suggestions. And yeah, we love hearing from you. You really do read every single message you send. And when we receive messages from you, especially when they have nice things to say, you really make our day. All right, it's 6:56. Time to take a little break. We'll be back with more of the show right after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Thursday, October 16th, today on Your Morning Atlantic. Search investigation. The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the great work of the Grocery Foundation Atlantic. Obviously, we have to put other video in there right now. We're having a tech issue, but we'll have a great conversation about the fine work that the Grocery Foundation is doing in Atlantic Canada to help families and children. That is coming up.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday. We're inching towards the end of the work week and 7 o'clock right now. Full hour done.
Full hour done.
Just like that.
Very excited to chat about the folks from the Grocery Foundation. Really fine work. We have just an example of that. Jenna's going to be able to tell us her story. And yeah, always good to have conversations with people making a difference in the community. One of my favorite parts of this job, shining a spotlight on fine
people
Absolutely.
doing fine things.
Agree with you there. And I mean, stick around if you can stay with us for the rest of the morning too, because also coming up, we're going to be talking about changing winter tires and getting your car winter ready with the folks from CAA Atlantic. And coming up in the news, I'm going to run a story from our colleague Vanessa Wright talking about clothing donations or throwing clothing in the trash.
Well,
What's
if it's still
going to
got
the
some life in
landfill?
it,
That's how I feel.
give it away.
Always donate. If it, you know, we'll have the report coming up and we'll continue that discussion in a moment. But yeah, we are supporters of thrifting.
As the saying goes, one man's trash is Crystal's treasure.
Absolutely. I donated so much clothing that I go into stores now and I just see my closet.
There, on display.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh, if you're drawn to the same thing over and over again, like say it's like this brown skirt. Oh, a brown skirt.
Right?
Yeah.
I need another one. That was me in plaid skirts for earlier this month. All right, we're going to take a look at the weather forecast. It is a bit of a wet one starting off your day for parts of the region at least. Here's a live look at Brookvale. Currently 9 degrees in your area and quite a cloudy start to the day. We are expecting a chance of some scattered showers across Prince Edward Island today. So it's just something to keep in mind when you are heading out. You may want to allot some extra time out on your morning commute as well as bring your rain gear because we are going to see that wet weather track across much of the region today. A bit of a warmer start to the day for Atlantic Canada. As of right now, 6 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, 9 starting off your day in Charlottetown with 8 degrees early this morning in Halifax and into Yarmouth, 10 degrees in Sydney, 1 currently in Labrador City, 6 degrees over in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and also 6 starting off your day in St. John's. Over to our satellite and radar, we are seeing showers track across New Brunswick today. A chance of showers expected across Prince Edward Island and much of Nova Scotia. We are going to see that wet weather also over into Newfoundland and Labrador. Newfoundland seeing a chance of showers and or drizzle throughout the day today. In terms of the wind, we'll be picking up for much of the Maritime region. As of right now, seeing sustained wind of 26 kilometers per hour in Edmonton, 24 into North Cape with 17 kilometers per hour starting off your day in Moncton, 15 in St. John, New Brunswick, 11 in Lunenburg. Wind gusts getting up to 41 kilometers per hour this morning in Edmonton with 30 into Grand Manan and 28 kilometers per hour in St. John, New Brunswick. I'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. According to the Serious Incident Response Team, officers were called to a home Tuesday afternoon. When they arrived, they found a woman holding a knife. Police say she refused to drop the knife, and after a taser failed to stop her, one officer fired their gun. The woman was pronounced dead soon after.
So I heard one, and then I heard 2 after that. But they weren't like bang, bang, bang. It was like bang, and then there was a pause. I mean, things were happening pretty fast, and then I heard 2 more shots.
Bruce Wicker was working outside nearby. He says the yelling started before police even arrived. CERT is investigating. The man accused of the choking death of Ryan Sawyer outside the Halifax Yale House in December 2022 took the stand to testify in his own defense. Alexander Levy said as a bouncer, he was trained to use chokeholds, calling them safer for everybody and a measure to keep people from fighting. But he told the court every other time he's used the chokehold, the person woke up. Levy is on trial for charges of manslaughter and criminal negligence causing the death of Ryan Sawyer. Levy is the only defense witness to testify. Court has now adjourned until Monday when lawyers will make closing arguments. There's still confusion and chaos on both sides of the border as new tariffs on softwood lumber hit the forestry sector.
Trucks that were headed over there have been turned back and had to be unloaded. Some have been allowed to cross.
Linda Bell has been working in the forestry industry along the U.S.-Canada border for almost 3 decades. She says the last 24 to 48 hours have been chaotic since a new 10% tariff was issued on softwood lumber on top of the existing 35%. It caused some mills in Maine to halt deliveries of New Brunswick lumber, mills which have processed Canadian wood for over 5 decades. Industry Minister Melanie Joly acknowledged the confusion, saying Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is working on getting more clarity from the U.S. administration. A study shows more Canadians are tossing out their old clothing instead of donating it, adding up to about 1 million tons of used clothing entering landfills each year. Now, the Salvation Army is launching a campaign to change that. CTV's Vanessa Wright reports.
A new study takes a closer look at how used apparel impacts the environment. Of the 1.3 million tons of discarded clothes generated every year, the study found 76% of it ends up in landfills.
And why that is because it can be convenient just to toss items in the trash, or people don't want to go and find a location to donate them. But we desperately need those products.
That reality has kickstarted a campaign by the Salvation Army to get more Canadians donating their old items. By doing this, they say people would be giving back to those in need and doing the planet a favor.
We need to save them from landfill, but we need to take the value of those products and release them through our thrift stores to help not only people in our community to get quality goods, but also to get the value out so that we can put that into our social services right across the country.
The campaign is being done across all 95 Salvation Army stores nationwide. Some Maritimers say for them, putting aside old items to donate is an everyday practice.
My husband and I both donate our clothes. If we can't use them, there's always somebody else that can use them. A lot of thrift stores will give you a discount coupon when you donate, which saves you even more money in the long run. So it's a win-win.
The environment's a big issue these days, and not only that, you're donating and supporting.
And it's not just old clothes that people can donate.
We're particularly doing a call out for small housewares, kitchen appliances, everyday items. Decor is really popular in our stores and so much needed for people who can't afford to buy those things necessarily new. This way that they can also enhance their lives and their homes with the items at a reduced cost. And then, of course, helping the greater good of the Salvation Army.
Vanessa Wright, CTV News.
Thank you so much for that, Vanessa. Yeah, when I donate clothes a lot, but I always inspect them before I donate. And if they've got tears, if there's a zipper that's not working and I don't think it has an extra life, then I throw it out.
Yeah,
or use it as a rag.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's always a way.
Always a way.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. A team of scientists have created a new type of wood that's stronger than steel. Oh, yeah. It's literally called Superwood, and it's made by a company called InventWood. Okay. They say it's 10 times as strong as steel, 6 times as light, and they hope it can be more earthquake resistant and also easier on foundations of homes. So the company strengthens the wood by chemically treating it before hot pressing it, making it significantly denser. So they say it has a higher strength to weight ratio than most structural metals and alloys. But it is wood.
Oh, do they use kryptonite in it?
That is the thing. I thought maybe it wasn't really wood. Like I thought it was just wood-like. But no, it's just super pressed wood.
Oh, this new flooring, it's super wood.
It's super wood, exactly.
All right, still, very fancy. Still ahead, some much needed showers in the forecast. Latavia has those details, and I'll have your national news headlines also this half hour. Great work for a great cause. We'll look at the work being done by the Grocery Foundation Atlantic to support children in our region. Please stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break. It's 7:09.
Eight degrees early this morning in Halifax, seeing mainly cloudy skies. We will be expecting a chance of some scattered showers throughout the day today, so something to keep in mind when you're heading out early this morning. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. We are seeing a warmer start to the day for much of the region. 6 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, with 9 starting off your day in Charlottetown. 10 degrees early this morning in Sydney, 8 into Yarmouth, 1 degree currently in Labrador City, with 6 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. This low is tracking across much of Atlantic Canada this morning. We are seeing showers across New Brunswick. A chance of showers will return for Prince Edward Island as well as Nova Scotia. Also going to see some wet weather across parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Into the afternoon, much of the same expected. We are seeing the heaviest of that rainfall situated into parts of southern Nova Scotia, parts of Labrador as well, specifically over in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. And then into the evening and overnight hours, we will be seeing a bit of clearing from that precipitation, slowly clearing out for much of the region on Friday, but we do still have wet weather in the forecast for Friday as well. If you're wondering about those rainfall totals from now until early Friday morning, looking at around 2 to 5 millimeters expected across New Brunswick, so still quite light amounts as well for Prince Edward Island. The heaviest we're seeing for Nova Scotia is around 5 to 10 millimeters for Digby and Lunenburg. But the heaviest will be in Happy Valley, Goose Bay at around 10 to 20 millimeters of precipitation. For a forecast today for New Brunswick, showers moving in across the province. Highs will range from 8 to 12 degrees, bringing the warmest into both Moncton and Campbellton. Looking at wind picking up out of the northeast, 20 gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. Daytime highs today, 13 to 14 degrees across Prince Edward Island. Looking at scattered showers today. Wind gusts also getting up to 40. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing scattered showers expected throughout the day today. Daytime highs between 13 to 16 degrees, being the warmest into Sheet Harbor. For the rest of Nova Scotia, expecting wet weather as well, with highs between 12 to 13 degrees, wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour for that part of the province. And for Labrador City, a high of 4 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, a chance of showers and or flurries into the evening. And for St. John's, looking at a high of 9 degrees, showers and or drizzle throughout the day today. Friday's forecast, temperatures remain seasonal at best for much of the region. We are going to see a chance of some showers return for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, and for Labrador, mixed precipitation expected for parts of that province. And then into Saturday's forecast, we will be seeing some sunshine return, also seeing a chance of showers remain for parts of Nova Scotia. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. The Supreme Court is marking its 150th anniversary in style with a modern new look. CTV's Geneviève Beauchemin has more on the reimagining of the robes.
In the heart of the Saguenay, there's a made-to-measure shop called Rabat-Joie that got a tall order. It was entrusted with creating new robes for the 9 justices of Canada's Supreme Court. The mission was to thread the needle between tradition and renewal.
No fur. We use silk, pure silk.
The old robes, called Santa suits by some, had been the court's ceremonial vestments for a century and a half. This is how one justice described them.
They're awful. They're so hot. They're heavy. At some point, there's 2 or 3 layers of fur.
And so as the Supreme Court marked its 150th anniversary, it reached out to Romane Legalou, who started a career in creating jurist wear, outfitting her friends in law school.
Because the brand was bold, was original, and was different. So they wanted to speak about a secret project.
That launched Legalou and her team on a year-long project of designing and fabricating new robes. Miriam Herrera is the technical chief of the workshop, a seamstress originally from Nicaragua who had sewn wedding dresses and evening gowns for Miss World contestants before finding a new home here. It's quite complicated to work with the fine silk, she says, for the pattern to look flawless. Gone is the white fur and red suits. In are the black robes, elaborately embroidered with the court's crest, lined with red piping as a nod to the Canadian flag. At their debut earlier this month, Chief Justice Richard Wagner called the design modern, simple, distinctly Canadian.
And this is what was the core values for creating these masterpieces.
And now this yarn of the Supreme Court robes is part of the fabric of this region, a point of pride.
And now the shop here in the Saguenay is hoping to make a seamless transition to many more markets right across the country. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Saguenay, Quebec.
Thank you, Geneviève. Finally, Toronto won Game 3 of their playoff series against the Mariners in Seattle last night.
He gets another breaking ball, hits it to center. This one's going a long way. Gone!
Big cheers from loyal Jays fans who made the trek to Seattle and were treated to an offensive outburst. After falling behind 2-0 in the game, the Jays bats took over and came back with a vengeance, hammering the Mariners to win 13-4. Toronto now trails the series just 2-1. Game 4 is tonight, also in Seattle. A quick break on your morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have your code word for our 20K giveaway contest. That and so much more when we return.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Here's another reminder about the $20,000 giveaway. It's time for today's code word, and that is vacation. You can head over to the contest page on ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code that's about to pop up on your screen. Enter in vacation along with your info for a chance to win your Morning Atlantic's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to watch us tomorrow for a brand new code word. Good luck. We're going to throw things over to Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. It's 7:21. Supporting the mental and nutritional well-being of children and youth in our communities is the #1 priority of the Grocery Foundation Atlantic. They're able to do this through funds raised at the annual Grocery Gala, marking 26 years and $10 million in impact. Funds raised support the IWK Foundation in Halifax, the Chu Dumont Foundation in Moncton, and the Janeway Foundation in St. John's. Here to tell us more is Sam Warshik, Chair of Grocery Foundation Atlantic, and mental health advocate Jenna Keddy. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
What a great time to chat about this, because I know that the Grocery Foundation has done so much good since they started in 1999. They've raised more than $10 million.
More than $10 million, I know. So since 1999, a group of volunteers came together to say we need to raise funds here in Atlantic to stay in Atlantic and help families. What's really exciting about this is we like to say that we are big kids helping actual kids. So we like to support the kids and youth in our communities through those hospitals, through community groups, and through our foundation, where different community groups can apply for funding and support.
Okay, so Jenna, firsthand, the foundation has had an impact on your life. For the viewers who don't know, you're a patient of the IWK. Share your story with us.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm a former IWK kid. From the physical health side, as I have a chronic illness, but also from mental health. So I've dealt with anxiety and other mental illnesses my entire life. And then I started advocating at 14 years old in volunteer positions at the health center. And now I work as a patient and family partner within the mental health and addictions team at IWK. So obviously super important to me because I was able to get my care and support through them. But also I'm a part of building the Integrated Youth Services Initiative, which is one of the newest initiatives within IWK Mental Health and Addictions here in Nova Scotia, which is going to support youth across the province. So I'm really proud that we're able, to have funds like this that help us build this.
That's such great news, because we know that the need for mental health services is greater than ever, and I know that there are not necessarily enough resources to meet the demands. This is great news that this new initiative is underway. So this must make you proud, Sam, to know that the funds are making a difference in the lives.
Absolutely. It's fantastic to meet people like Jenna and see all the work that the hospitals are doing right here and see how we're actually helping.
So a lot of people may not know who is in the Grocery Foundation.
Absolutely. So it is retailers and grocery industry members who come together. So we have about 700 to 800 attendees every year. We always sell out, we have a great time, and we raise a lot of money. So that's happening this Saturday at the Halifax Convention Center. There's still time to get a few extra tickets if you need to, or make a donation online. And if nothing else, follow us on social so that we know, you know what we're doing, and you can continue to join us as we raise funds.
Wonderful. Maybe, Jenny, you can speak to our audience about why it's important that they consider supporting the Atlantic Grocery Foundation.
Yeah, I think it's really important because I have that lived experience with anxiety disorder and depression, and it's like really hard, and especially post-pandemic, a lot of youth and kids are really dealing with those struggles. So it's everyday kids in our community, and no family is really immune. And also a part of it's not just kids in crisis either. It's like the everyday kids that are going to be supported through the IYS model, as well as just prevention things in our community that are going to support youth to have better well-being going into adulthood, which kids and youth in our community are our future, and that our future everything. So it's super important to support them and set them up on the right track. And for my personal life, that care was able to, keep me here and keep me thriving and being supported. So super, super important.
Yeah, it's so great that, you know what it's like to be struggling, and here you are advocating for you. That is wonderful that it's come full circle. Sam, for anybody out there, so you can donate to this cause if you want to. How do you do that?
Yes, so visit our website at www.gfatlantic.com. You'll see all of our sponsors there. You'll see information about the event. You can still sneak a ticket in, make a donation, be a sponsor, or participate in our silent auction that goes live this weekend.
Okay, great. Lots of options there. Well, thank you both for coming in this morning.
Wonderful.
Keep up the great work. And we have put a link to the Grocery Foundation Atlantic on our website so you can get more details on the organization and the gala. 7:25, we'll take a break and be back with a little bit more. Actually, before we do that, we're going to have one more peek at the weather. Latavia is standing by.
Thanks, Crystal. For New Brunswick, looking at showers across the province today with a high of 10 degrees. 11 on Friday as we end off the work week. We will be seeing scattered showers for parts of the province returning, specifically into the southern region. And on Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud returns across the province with a high of 14 degrees. Nova Scotia is looking at a high of 12 today with scattered showers expected on Friday. A chance of showers returns with a high of 13, and wet weather expected into the weekend on Saturday. Isolated showers. The daytime high remains at 13 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, 13 today as your daytime high. Scattered showers across the island. Wet weather expected on Friday. Same thing on Saturday. Wet weather with a high of 11.
Just ahead, proactive preparation. Our partners at CAA Atlantic will help set ourselves up for a successful winter on the roads. That conversation coming up this half hour on your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in. 7:30, halfway through the show. I'm finding today is flying right by. I was having a little chat with my husband yesterday. He had a great idea for a Halloween costume. I need to borrow that teddy bear hoodie you have that's brown.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to dress up as a woolly bear caterpillar for Halloween.
Oh, my gosh.
Love it. That's a good idea.
And you know what you should do? The trick-or-treaters coming to your door. You say, can you tell what I'm predicting for the winter?
And if they've watched our show, they know.
They're like, let's just go to the next house.
In a nutshell, those brown and black caterpillars you see, the more black on it, the more severe the winter we're going to have. The one I saw in Cape Breton, which I shared on the show yesterday, was a little bit of black on it, more at the front, meaning we're going to have a heavier winter at the beginning, which relating to our CAA interview coming up means you want to get those snow tires on.
Oh my gosh.
Advance. Make the appointment.
Have you ever been there when you didn't have that appointment booked because you weren't sure? And then happens every time. We have that first forecast of snowfall and significant snowfall, and then it is impossible to try to get
you mayhem. I literally had this conversation on the weekend with my mom. She was like, you need to get some winter tires.
Yes.
I'm like, no. They're so expensive.
Oh,
it does. Like, mine are all seasons. She's like, yeah, from a long time ago.
Seen many seasons.
Listen, tires are money well spent.
It is. It is a good investment. It keeps you safe on the road.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, but weather-wise, that's not our problem yet.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, it's not our issue yet, but we do have some wet weather for parts of the region. Just keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning on your commute. Not the case over in Port de Grave early this morning. A cloudy start to your day. Not too bad starting off, though. It is currently 7 degrees in your area. As you can see here, much warmer temperatures than we saw yesterday, but still a cooler start to the day. Keep that in mind as well. 6 degrees early this morning in Bathurst as well as Fredericton. 9 starting off your day in Charlottetown. 8 degrees in Moncton and Halifax, as well as into Yarmouth. 10 degrees in Sydney. 5 degrees over in Cartwright, and 6 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite and radar, we do have a low tracking across much of Atlantic Canada today. Seeing showers across New Brunswick, a chance of showers returns for parts of Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. Seeing wet weather also in our forecast for much of Newfoundland and Labrador. In terms of the wind, will be a breezy day ahead for much of the maritime region. As of right now, seeing sustained wind, 31 kilometers per hour in Edmundston, 22 in North Cape, with 20 into St. John, New Brunswick, and Canso, 19 kilometers per hour in Moncton. Wind gusts getting up to 46 kilometers per hour right now in Edmundston, 30 into St. John, and 28 in Grand Manan. I'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 7:33. The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. According to the Serious Incident Response Team, officers were called to a home Tuesday afternoon. When they arrived, they found a woman holding a knife. Police say she refused to drop the knife, and after a taser failed to stop her, one officer fired their gun. The woman was pronounced dead soon after.
So I heard one, and then I heard two after that. But they weren't like bang, bang, bang. It was like bang, and then there was a pause. I mean, things were happening pretty fast, and then I heard two more shots.
Bruce Wicker was working outside nearby. He says the yelling started before police arrived. CERT is investigating. There's confusion and chaos on both sides of the border as new tariffs on softwood lumber hit the forestry sector.
Trucks that were headed over there have been turned back and had to be unloaded. Some have been allowed to cross.
Linda Bell has been working in the forestry industry along the U.S.-Canada border for almost 3 decades. She says the last 24 to 48 hours have been chaotic since a new 10% tariff was issued on softwood lumber, and that's on top of the existing 35%. It's caused some mills in Maine to halt deliveries of New Brunswick lumber, mills which have processed Canadian wood for over 5 decades. Industry Minister Melanie Joly acknowledged the confusion, saying Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is working on getting more clarity from the U.S. administration. The federal government is spending $30 million to help build 79 new rental housing units in St. John. The money supports the ongoing build of a new apartment high-rise along the St. John waterfront, which is slated to open in 2026.
We had a great summer for pouring concrete and our structural steel, so we're looking to get the building closed in for December here and then continue to progress with the finishings and then be nearing completion end of next summer, fall next year of 26.
The money is being provided through the Apartment Construction Loan Program. It is the latest in a slew of provincial and federal housing-related announcements, including a $7.4 million commitment by multiple levels of government to overhaul Tracadie's water infrastructure. The 2025 season for the Cat Ferry operating between Yarmouth and Bar Harbor is now over. Coming off a 30% increase in passengers from 2023 to 2024, Bay Ferries announced earlier this summer that ridership was down this year because Canadians were avoiding travel to the U.S. Totals for this year are expected to be out next week. The CEO of the Yarmouth and Acadian Shores Tourism Association says staycations helped make up for the lack of cross-border travel.
It's still early. We don't have final numbers, but we feel we had actually quite a good year. Anecdotally, a lot of our operators are saying they're performing quite well.
The Cat Ferry will return in May for the 2026 season. After that, the Nova Scotia government will require new agreements for the ship, the operator, and terminal operator in the U.S. To the roads now. Traffic jams aren't usually a big problem you hear about in Sydney, but with a number of road construction projects underway, some drivers say their short commutes are taking hours when they normally take minutes.
Commute home last evening was foolishly long. An hour and 45 minutes was a very long time to be in traffic, especially with a toddler that's potty training and telling you he needs to pee.
Well, boy, she's good today, but yesterday was brutal. My buddy tried to get home yesterday, and it took him 3.5 hours.
Traffic has been slowing to a crawl on Kings Road, one of the main arteries between Sydney and a number of surrounding communities. It's not the only construction zone either. A section of Highway 125 is down to one lane, which is adding to the traffic congestion along Kings Road. Public Works says the Kings Road construction project is expected to be completed by December. Finally, to the West Coast now, and a fun encounter for passengers waiting to board a ferry in British Columbia. And this was when they were just waiting to board the ferry. The ferry delay, all worth it. As passengers heading into Horseshoe Bay in northwest of Vancouver, they were treated to a humpback whale sighting right in the harbor as the curious animals splashed around the bay.
Wow.
There can be things that you can see when you're stuck in traffic waiting to go where you need to go.
Yeah.
So cool. Have you ever seen a whale?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about you, Crystal?
Sadly, no.
Me either.
Oh my gosh. You guys, there's so many whale watching tours around our region too. You just gotta bundle up.
That's what I've heard. I would love to see a whale.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you have to go there. So lots around here. When I was in Australia at the end of the summer, I don't know if you heard about that trip, but I was there.
Did you see a whale there?
I did, because August is breeding season. So they were down there, and there was this one lighthouse. We were at the Byron Bay Lighthouse, easternmost point of Australia. All you had to do was look, and you saw whale after whale reaching.
That's magical.
What?
Incredible
that is
sight
magical.
to see. Yeah, well, you can see them here.
I have been to China. I have seen real panda bears in the zoo. So I don't know about you, but even if you haven't seen a panda, you can probably relate to this little guy.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's having a nap. It's a panda at the research base in China. The cub was born earlier this year, and he's very much a pro at napping. If you're wondering why it's gray and white, it's because of a lack of black hair compared to white hair, which ends up creating a gray-looking blend. Eventually, he's going to look like the pandas we know as he gets a bit older. About the age of 2 is when the full blackness. So until then, all we can do is just enjoy this fuzzy-wuzzy having a little nap.
Oh my God.
adorable.
Like, it's so hard playing all day and eating
Exactly.
and bugging my parents.
Oh my gosh.
siblings.
I love pandas. They're adorable and very clumsy.
Oh, for sure. So this must remind you of your. I bet every once in a while your boys, after a big match play, they just kind of fall asleep in a crazy position somewhere.
They do. It's really funny. In the playpen, you'll just look over and they're like face planted down.
Oh my
But
gosh.
sometimes when they're not supposed to take a nap, I'm like, get stoned. Now he's done it again.
Wake up, wake up,
Yeah.
wake up. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to take a quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. Coming up next, preparing now for the winter ahead. Our partners at CAA Atlantic. Yeah.
Oh,
This will be here.
Put a warning on for our viewers before you show this video.
No, did you feel a chill?
I did.
CAA Atlantic will help us stay ahead of the first snowfall just after this.
No.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:43. We're taking a live look at a beautiful start to the day over in Chester. We are expecting a few showers in your area. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. Currently 11 degrees in your area and a warmer start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada, but you are going to want to bring your rain gear when you're heading out. A lot for some extra time out on your morning commute. We are seeing wet weather track across parts of Atlantic Canada today. 6 degrees right now in Fredericton with 9 starting off your day in Charlottetown. 8 degrees early this morning in Halifax with 10 in Sydney. 1 currently in Labrador City and 6 degrees over in St. John's. Over to our forecast timeline, you can see this low currently tracking across much of the region, bringing showers across New Brunswick, a chance of showers across Prince Edward Island, much of Nova Scotia. We are going to see that wet weather extend into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador today. Into the afternoon, much of the same expected. We are expecting the heaviest of that precipitation for parts of southern Nova Scotia, as well as into Happy Valley Goose Bay. Other than that, totals will remain quite light. A lot of precipitation clears out for the evening hours, but we are going to still see precipitation into early Friday morning as we have another chance of showers returning. If you're wondering about those rainfall totals, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters expected for New Brunswick and much of Nova Scotia as well. The heaviest being 5 to 10 millimeters for Digby and Lunenburg, and then the heaviest for Labrador at around 10 to 20 millimeters for Happy Valley Goose Bay. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, showers expected throughout your day. Daytime highs will range from 8 to 12 degrees, being the warmest into Campbellton and Moncton. Wind also picking up today, so a bit breezy out of the northeast, 20 gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. Highs between 13 to 14 degrees for Prince Edward Island today. Scattered showers expected throughout your day. Same thing goes for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia. We are expecting a chance of showers throughout your day today. Daytime highs between 13 to 16 degrees, being the warmest into Sheet Harbor. For the rest of Nova Scotia, same thing applies. Scattered showers expected throughout your day. Highs between 12 to 13 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador, only mainly cloudy skies today for Labrador City, a high of 4 degrees, and 9 degrees for St. John's, looking at showers and or drizzle throughout your day. Friday's forecast, temperatures are cooling below seasonal for the most part. We are going to see a chance of showers return for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, a chance of showers and or flurries for parts of Labrador, and then into the weekend forecast on Saturday, temperatures will warm up and become quite seasonable. And we are going to see a bit of sunshine return in our forecast. A chance of showers still remains for parts of Atlantic Canada, Crystal.
Thank you, Latavia. It is 7:46, and at this moment, we may be driving around the region enjoying the beautiful fall colors, but it's also the perfect time to lay the groundwork for a smooth winter ahead. So here to help us prep now and thrive later is our partner from CAA Atlantic, Julia Kent. Julia, you're back.
I'm back.
Yay.
Here I am.
We love having you in. This is one of my favorite conversations. I know that you know all the ways to help people prepare for winter.
I do. I consider myself an expert in winter preparedness when it comes to your vehicle.
Well, let's begin. Where should drivers start? Because now is the time to get it ready.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but it comes every year. And so every year, though, we need a reminder because 12 months have gone by. So the first thing you should do is to check your battery. So batteries are one of the #1 calls CAA gets. And batteries are actually only manufactured to last 3 to 5 years. So if you know your battery's getting on in age, it is less likely to last the winter under cold temperatures and conditions. So definitely check your battery health and get that replaced if possible.
How the high heck do you check your battery health?
Well, if you call CAA, we'll check it on the spot.
Oh, really?
But if you're taking your car into your mechanic to get, standard things done, you can definitely have that checked there too. And also, if you're getting your winter tires put on, you can do that at the same time as well.
See, this is the thing. Think about it now, you'll know when I get that. Just hey, while you're there, can you check the battery?
Exactly.
And then perfect. Also, great time to just get a CAA roadside assistance membership because...
Well, it's always a good time, but it's an extra good time for winter when you're transitioning to winter tires because we have a new company, new-ish. March, we launched it called Otto, O-T-T-O, and this is a mobile tire service. We'll actually come to you to change your tires in your driveway, in your workplace. I really feel like this is the service we all have been waiting for because every single time it's tire change season, I'm taken off guard. I'm like, oh gosh, I got to go make that appointment or whatever. But this makes it easy. They come to you, they change your tires. And this is really great if you're older and you can't lift your tires. And it doesn't matter if your tires are on rim or off rim, they'll change them right there, do all the heavy lifting for you. So it's really a great service for all types of people.
Yes, I actually used the Auto service.
Oh, did you?
It was wonderful.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad you had a good experience.
It is
great.
House and everything was handy dandy like that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about some common best practices. So yeah, the great idea, the tires, the battery, getting the roadside assistance so you're prepared in anything, but there's little things we can do. One thing that I remember you telling me, keep the gas never under half.
Yeah, it's nice to have at least a half tank of gas. Similarly, it's really nice to have a fully charged cell phone, particularly if you're heading out on a longer road trip. You never want to be caught in a position where you don't have any cell phone charge or keep a charger in the vehicle or something like that. So that's a really good tip. Another tip that we often hear is keeping a safety prepared kit in the, like a first aid kit and winter preparedness kit in the trunk. That can have things like a granola bar, a blanket, kitty litter or sand if you're having some traction problems getting out of a certain area in the snow and ice. Those are all really good things to have. And another thing, a small shovel if you ever need it.
That's a great idea. Another one somebody mentioned to me, I think maybe it was you last time, but little those tea light candles and a match because those can actually keep you warm if you're stuck somewhere. That's not a bad idea. Definitely a good idea to have. And yeah, keeping your car cleared is also really important. So having a brush or something like that, we recommend that for visibility for you, but also for visibility for others. So we talk about see and be seen when you're driving. You want to properly clear your vehicle because it poses a hazard otherwise. Okay, perfect. We have covered a lot in a short time. So if people wanted to have all of these things kind of in a checklist, I bet you have that on your website.
We sure do. And when it comes to winter preparedness, a really great website is our automobile.ca, which is our auto website. It's a company powered by CAA. It's not just for CAA members, it's for everybody. And it has exactly all the information you need, the importance of getting winter tires. We will actually sell them to you if you need them. And it also has recommendations on when to change your winter tires, which if you're insured by CAA Insurance, we recommend November 15th to April 20th to have winter tires installed. And we actually offer a 5% discount if you have winter tires during that time. But check your insurance provider because it's different with every insurance provider.
Julia, news you can use. Thank you so much for this.
No problem.
And we have put all that information on our website to make it easy for you to find. So Amanda, I hope you were taking notes.
November 15th. I heard that, and that's when I'm going to make sure I have it. I'm going to schedule that appointment. Thank you, Julia, and also Crystal. Health and medical news now, and today we're putting the focus on loneliness and how that can impact your physical and mental health. One of the topics in Your Health.
A recent Public Library of Science study took a look at how loneliness affects health and found that it can lead to an increased risk of depression and other emotional issues, as well as poor physical well-being. Feeling emotionally disconnected or isolated hits harder for some people than others. Women and adults over 45 who feel lonely a lot are especially vulnerable to depression. Experts say knowing you're at risk can help you spot the signs earlier and protect your sense of well-being. A mixture of commonly used medications that end up in waterways and the natural environment could be promoting the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. According to a new study, as much as 90% of the medications humans and animals use end up passing through the body and into the natural environment via wastewater or runoff from fields. Researchers say this so-called pharmaceutical cocktail poses a potential threat to human health because if the bacteria is ingested and results in infection, health providers may not be able to easily treat them, as antibiotics are more likely to fail. The study was published in ISME Communications. Finally, a firm handshake is more than just a confident way to say hello. It's also a surprisingly strong indicator of how well you're aging. A growing body of research shows that a weak grip is linked to a higher risk of falls, fractures, cognitive decline, and several chronic conditions. One study in the journal Clinical Interventions in Aging found that grip strength was a better predictor of physical ability and longevity than blood pressure. Grip strength seems to reflect the health of multiple body systems, including the muscles, nerves, and heart. Experts say if you have enough strength to grasp and lift objects easily, it's likely you're able to move and live independently with ease.
Now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 60th anniversary for Mike and Rosemary Willett of Kingston, Nova Scotia.
Oh my gosh, what a great photo.
Gorgeous.
Happy anniversary, you two. And it's the 60th anniversary for Therese and Clovis Mazerol of Rishabukto, New Brunswick. Let's get
Happy anniversary. There you go.
There we go. Oh my gosh, look at them dancing into the night.
Still happy and in love.
We love it.
It's also a 60th anniversary for Bev and Estelle Fowler of Hampton, New Brunswick.
Oh my gosh, Bev and Estelle. Go into the roundabout, have a photo, take it, and share it with us. Congratulations, you two. 60 years. What an accomplishment for all of our milestones today.
Absolutely. To see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, we must receive milestones 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
Pet Mayor of Amherst, Nova Scotia is heating up.
CTV's Josh Smith shows us how things are looking on the campaign trail.
He's got a big smile. So.
Nominations are in, and now it's up to the public to choose Amherst's first pet mayor for the day. Organizers at the Lillian Albon Animal Shelter say this campaign puts PAW into politics.
It's a minimum of $5 per vote, and the funds that we're raising are going directly into the shelter. 100% of the proceeds help with vet care, help with food.
There are 10 four-legged candidates to choose from, and voting is open through the shelter's website.
The responses have been so creative. Seeing the designs that people are putting together, the edits and the slogans and their campaign promises are so cute and creative, and people are really trying to win.
The eventual winning pet will wear the collar of honor and spend a day with Amherst human mayor Rob Small.
Well, we've been a strong supporter of the LA Animal Shelter for a long time, and I got a call asking if, would I be willing or interested in having a pet? And I thought, well, what a great idea. What a great fundraiser.
Mayor Small is confident the community will elect the right pet for the job.
And I hope that whoever is elected is a great communicator and lets us all know what's on his or her mind when they're elected.
Is to have our pet mayor walking around town, welcoming them to the businesses, getting photos. We're super excited to have this little ceremony to welcome the pet mayor for the day.
Organizers say one pet leads the polls right now, but there's time to vote in this dog-eat-dog world.
We keep an updated kind of grid on our social media of what the votes are at. So right now, Mr. Bear is in the lead with 12 votes. So we're super excited to see kind of the competition come from all ends.
Voting wraps up this Friday, and the winning pet takes office later this month. Josh Smith, CTV News, Amherst.
Really can't wait to see who takes the office.
Just a few hours left to put in your votes.
All right, we're taking a look at our 3-day forecast. Expecting showers across New Brunswick today with a high of 10 degrees. 11 on Friday as we end off the work week. Still seeing some scattered showers for the southern region. And then into Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud returns across the province with a high of 14. Nova Scotia will be seeing a chance of showers throughout the day today with a high of 12. 13 degrees on Friday, expecting a chance of showers remaining across the province. And then on Saturday, cloudy skies with some isolated showers for parts of the province. Daytime high remains at 13. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 13 degrees today and scattered showers. On Friday, wet weather expected across the island yet again with a high of 12. And on Saturday, scattered showers with a high of 11. Time now, 7:57.
It's Thursday, October 16th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, Building Boost, one of the Port City's most visible construction projects, is getting a federal increase to its budget. Your top news headlines just ahead. It is 8:01. Still one more hour to go here on Your Morning Atlantic. Thank you to everyone tuning in now. And if you've been joining us for the past 2 hours, we appreciate your time. We know it's precious. We have our chat today. It's really interesting, and we want to ask you at home and hear your opinion. So what is an unofficial landmark that you look for in your community? Something that says, oh, I'm home, or I'm always keeping an eye out for this. We shared some of our answers, like Crystal was talking about the Sullivan Pond geese.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, the Shubenacadie tree is what I said I miss, as well as the old tire that used to be on the Highway 102 between Sackville and Bedford. It was such a mystery. Anyways, we want to know what your unofficial landmark is that you look for in your community. Maybe it's those giant sandpipers at Olac. You know, that Irving Big Stop. Every time I go there, I like to look at the giant pipers.
Yeah, that's Vicky was just saying in the control room when you are on the Highway 101 and you see Blommented over the hill, the beautiful view.
Oh my gosh, yes.
For me, driving to Cape Breton, which I know they drive like every inch of the way, there's a spot when you're heading towards Cape Breton, kind of just, oh gosh, you're past Antigonish and you see, or maybe it's past New Glasgow, now I can't remember, but you see the view start to come of the ocean and everything. You're like, oh yeah, we're getting close now, everybody.
Sounds magical.
Yeah.
That's even before the Canso Causeway.
Oh yeah, it was before the Canso Causeway.
I think the Canso Causeway, I'm like, well, I'm getting to Cape Breton.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, the Welcome to Cape Breton sign on the bridge as you go through. Anyway,
yeah,
we love landmarks. What are you thinking of?
Well, for me, going back home would be the CN Tower, right? Or the Sky Dome. That's always exciting for me to see when I go back home, because I'm like, there it is.
Yeah.
When I lived there, I was like still taking photos of it because I'm like, hey.
It is cool.
Whatever.
We love it.
Yeah.
But now you drive here to our home, and you're
I love seeing a lighthouse here because this is my home now, and just seeing the ocean. Oh, just smelling
the salt air.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah.
All right.
Amazing.
So today, if you're heading out to the ocean, or maybe to go see the tidal bores flow in and out in Lower Truro.
Right.
Oh, you know, beautiful skies, actually.
Got another one. You're heading on the highway, maybe between Halifax and Truro, Mastodon Ridge.
Oh, yes.
That's also iconic.
That Mastodon.
Beautiful view this morning. It is a bit cloudy early this morning, but it is 10 degrees in your area, and we are expecting some showers. So just keep that in mind when you are heading out. Maybe grab your rain gear before heading out this morning, and you may want to allot some extra time out on your morning commute because some roads are already wet starting off your day. 6 degrees right now in Fredericton, 9 starting off your day in both Charlottetown and in Halifax. Early this morning in Sydney, it's 10 degrees, and 6 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite and radar, you can see the green on our map indicating that low pressure system that's tracking across the region, bringing showers, and also going to see that wet weather extending in our forecast for both Newfoundland and Labrador today. Breezy wind expected into the afternoon, already picking up for some areas across the Maritime region. As of right now, 31 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in Edmundston, 22 into North Cape with 20 in Canso, as well as St. John, New Brunswick. Currently 19 in Moncton, 13 in Fredericton. Wind gusts getting up to 44 kilometers per hour in Edmundston, 30 into St. John, New Brunswick, and 28 into Grand Manan. We'll have another look at your long-range forecast, but first, another look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage Tuesday has died from her injuries. According to the Serious Incident Response Team, officers were called to a home Tuesday afternoon. When they arrived, they found a woman holding a knife. Police say she refused to drop the knife, and after a taser failed to stop her, one officer fired their gun. The woman was pronounced dead soon after.
I heard one, and then I heard two after that. But they weren't like bang, bang, bang. It was like bang, and then there was a pause. I mean, things were happening pretty fast, and then I heard two more shots.
Bruce Wicker was working outside nearby. He says the yelling started before police even arrived. CERT is investigating. The man accused of the choking death of Ryan Sawyer outside of the Halifax Ale House in December 2022 took the stand to testify in his own defense. Alexander Levy said as a bouncer, he was trained to use chokeholds, calling them safer for everybody and a measure to keep people from fighting. But he told the court every other time he's used the chokehold, the person woke up. Levy is on a trial for charges of manslaughter and criminal negligence causing the death of Ryan Sawyer. Levy is the only defense witness to testify. Court is now adjourned until Monday when lawyers will make closing arguments. Still confusion and chaos on both sides of the border as new tariffs on softwood lumber hit the forestry sector.
Trucks that were headed over there have been turned back and had to be unloaded. Some have been allowed to cross.
Linda Bell has been working in the forestry industry along the U.S.-Canada border for almost 3 decades. She says the last 24 to 48 hours have been chaotic. That's since a new 10% tariff was issued on softwood lumber on top of the existing 35%. It's caused some mills which have processed Canadian wood for over... Let's get this sentence over again. It's caused some mills in Maine to halt deliveries of New Brunswick lumber, mills which have processed Canadian wood for over 5 decades. Industry Minister Melanie Joly acknowledged the confusion, saying Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is working on getting more clarity from the U.S. administration. In St. John, the federal government is spending $30 million to help build 79 new rental housing units. The money supports the ongoing build of a new apartment high-rise along the St. John waterfront, which is slated to open next year.
We had a great summer for pouring concrete and our structural steel, so we're looking to get the building closed in for December here and then continue to progress with the finishings and then be nearing completion end of next summer, fall next year of 26.
The money is being provided through the Apartment Construction Loan Program. It is the latest in a slew of provincial and federal housing-related announcements, including a $7.4 million commitment by multiple levels of government to overhaul Tracadie's water infrastructure. Traffic jams aren't usually a problem you hear about in Sydney, but with a number of road construction projects underway, some drivers say their short commutes are taking hours when they normally take minutes.
Commute home last evening was foolishly long. An hour and 45 minutes was a very long time to be in traffic, especially with a toddler that's potty training and telling you he needs to pee.
Well, boy, she's good today, but yesterday was brutal. My buddy tried to get home yesterday, and it took him 3.5 hours.
Traffic has been slowing to a crawl on Kings Road. That's one of the main arteries between Sydney and a number of surrounding communities. It's not the only construction zone. A section of Highway 125 is down to 1 lane, which is adding to the traffic congestion along Kings Road. Public Works says the Kings Road construction project is expected to be completed in December. Finally, we love it when we hear from you. We have some beautiful sunrises to show you now, courtesy of our viewers. This first one comes from Cheryl. She says this is a lovely sunrise from October 14th in Cole Harbour, heading towards Lawrencetown.
Oh, that's a great spot.
Gorgeous.
Great spot. Beautiful part of the region, too. Also an iconic drive. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Look how calm the water is.
Wow.
Now over to New Brunswick. Tom Barton. He says a couple days ago, this was taken in Grand Lake, New Brunswick, where we spend most of our time all year.
Tom, lucky you.
Gorgeous.
I know, the stunning colors. So feel free to always send us an email, yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca. That is our new email. And also you can send us a text at 10400 as well. And a reminder, standard message and data rates may apply.
Well, thank you, viewers. Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah.
Time for a quick trip to Germany to check out a recently born baby hippo.
Oh, I bet it's cute. Oh, it is.
Goodness, it's so tiny. This week, the newborn hippo at the Berlin Zoo had some pool time with mom. Now, hippos don't actually swim. They just kind of push off in the ground and glide, or they get the hose, which they love. The zoo says that the baby was born a little bit on the small side, but he's catching up quickly and doing very well. Look how tiny he is.
Oh, gosh.
What a cutie.
I didn't know they didn't swim.
I'm going to see them sink.
Yeah. But Mama and baby, just such a huge size difference.
I know.
Wow, look at that Snugglebug.
Oh my goodness, what a little cutie.
She looks exhausted. Poor thing.
Yeah, parents are like, I relate. Still ahead this half hour, we'll have a look at your national and international headlines, another look at the forecast too, and then coming up in 10 minutes, we'll have a bakery journey. We're going to go over to the Your Morning Atlantic kitchen to meet another one of the participants in the Mounts Spice program. That's coming up this half hour.
There's that wet weather I've been talking about all morning. Welcome back. The time now is 8:13. Taking a live look at a wet start to the day over in Moncton. 8 degrees in your area. You may want to allot some extra time out on your morning commute. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca, and we are seeing temperatures slowly rise this morning. As of right now, it is 6 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, 9 starting off your day in Charlottetown, as well as into Halifax and Sydney, 1 degree over in Labrador City, 6 degrees starting off your day in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's that low that's tracking across the region, bringing wet weather to much of Atlantic Canada today. We do have showers across New Brunswick early this morning. A chance of some scattered showers for both Prince Edward Island and parts of Nova Scotia. Also going to see showers moving in across parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Into the afternoon, much of the same expected. That wet weather will persist. A chance of showers remains for Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, seeing that heaviest of rainfall into southern Nova Scotia, but still quite light, and Happy Valley, Goose Bay will see the heaviest of that rainfall. Into the evening hours, we'll start to see precipitation clear out, but still sticking around for parts of Atlantic Canada, bringing us into early Friday morning. We do have a chance of showers remaining. And if you're wondering about our rainfall totals, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters across New Brunswick, for much of Nova Scotia as well. The heaviest for Nova Scotia at around 5 to 10 millimeters for Digby and Lunenburg. The heaviest of that precipitation will be for Happy Valley, Goose Bay at around 10 to 20 millimeters expected. Showers across New Brunswick today, so keep that in mind when you are heading out. Temperatures will range from 8 to 13 degrees, being the warmest into Moncton. Wind will be on the breezy side as well, out of the northeast, 20 gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. Daytime highs today for Prince Edward Island between 13 to 14 degrees. A chance of scattered showers remains across the island. And for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, same thing applies. We're looking at a chance of showers at around 60% chance of it happening, with daytime highs between 13 to 16 degrees being the warmest into Sheet Harbor. For the rest of Nova Scotia, a chance of showers as well, with highs between 12 to 13 degrees, wind picking up with gusts of up to 40 as well. For Newfoundland and Labrador, we are going to see a high of 4 degrees in Labrador City, mainly cloudy skies today, with a chance of showers and or flurries into the evening. High of 9 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at showers and or drizzle throughout your day. Friday's forecast, temperatures remain on the cooler side of things for the most part. We are going to see a chance of showers return for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. And for Friday's forecast across Labrador, seeing a chance of showers and or flurries remain. Into Saturday's forecast for the weekend, we will be seeing some sunshine return. Also a chance of showers lingers for eastern Nova Scotia. And still seeing a bit of wet weather for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. A major showdown is brewing between one of Canada's biggest automakers and the federal government. Industry Minister Melanie Joly was in Fredericton yesterday. She told media that Ottawa is threatening to take legal action against Stellantis after it revealed it was shifting production of the Jeep Compass from Brampton, Ontario to Illinois. CTV's Mike Couture has the latest.
We will make sure that we push the company and we hold them to account.
A letter from Melanie Joly to the CEO of Stellantis identifies legally binding commitments the car company made in the past as part of a deal with Canada and Ontario. If the company doesn't honor them, the federal government will exercise all options, including legal.
We've invested millions of dollars in that facility based on the commitment that they would be investing in a new model.
Ontario's premier is also digging in.
I'm not going to give them a penny because it was tied in to making sure Windsor and keep Brampton going.
Doug Ford says the head of Stellantis told him yesterday they were going to find a new model for the Brampton plant and move 1,500 workers to the one in Windsor. In a statement, Stellantis said Canada is very important to us, adding, "We have plans for Brampton and will share them upon further discussions with the Canadian government." Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump said both countries can't make cars, and Ontario's premier believes Stellantis' decision to shift $13 billion in investment is a result of all the trade uncertainty.
That guy, President Trump, he's a real piece of work. You know something? What my message to the Prime Minister when I meet him on Thursday is, if you can't get a deal, let's start hitting him back.
Canadian vehicles to grow our auto industry.
Carney campaigned on standing up to Trump. However, in recent months, Canada has removed most counter tariffs on U.S. products, except for steel, aluminum, and autos.
Mark Carney's broken promises and weakness abroad are costing Canadian workers at home.
The minister responsible for trade with the U.S., Dominic LeBlanc, returned to Washington on Monday. He's working with Canadian negotiators to continue talks with their American counterparts on trade.
CTV's Michael Couture reporting from Ottawa. Finally, Toronto won Game 3 of their playoff series against the Mariners in Seattle last night.
He gets another breaking ball, hits it to center. This one's going a long way.
Lots of cheers from loyal Jays fans who made the trek to Seattle and were treated to an offensive outburst. After falling behind 2-0 in the game, the Jays' bats took over and came back with a vengeance, hammering the Mariners to win 13-4. Toronto now trails the series just 2-1, and Game 4 is tonight in Seattle. Jays fans on the edge of their seats. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we're heading into the Your Morning Kitchen. That's on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
All right, it's time for another reminder about our $20,000 giveaway. It's time for today's code word, and that is vacation. Head over to the contest page on ctvatlantic.ca, or you can scan the QR code that's going to pop up on your screen. Enter vacation along with your information for a chance to win $20,000. Make sure to watch us tomorrow for a brand new code word. Now we're going to throw things over to Crystal.
8:23, and we get to talk about the SPICE program, which is a wonderful initiative through the Centre of Women in Business, helping women launch their culinary businesses. And one of those success stories is the Bao Journey, a local bakery that specializes in Asian fusion food. To learn more about the bakery, we welcome Karina Chan, the owner of the Bao Journey. Thank you so much for coming in, Karina.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Natalie Wilson as well, who's with the SPICE program. Now, before we get to you, Karina, super exciting news, Natalie, that a new cohort.
Yes, we have a new cohort for the SPICE program, specialized program for cooking entrepreneurship. We just started on Tuesday night, and so for the next 3 months, the women will be learning all about the food business. And on top of that, we have 10 new cuisines where women will be able to showcase, like Karina, the food of their country or their culture.
Wonderful. Well, Karina, you're showing us the cuisine of Hong Kong.
Yeah, because I come from Hong Kong almost 4 years ago, and then our business starts around 3 years ago. We mainly focus on introducing Hong Kong's or Asian bakery at the beginning, and now we start to introduce some kind of hot food.
Yeah, so we have delicious hot. Why don't you walk through what we have? So we'll start here with the hot food dishes. Cool that you're the official caterer of Shubi Park.
Yeah.
At the canteen there.
At the canteen there, we just start from May this year to run the canteen. So that's why this year we start to serve something with hot food. We also provide catering service or holiday food, something like that.
Wonderful. Okay, so what do we have here?
Here is very traditional. It's a soy sauce chicken, so with eggs and the black fungus. So black fungus is quite a healthy food, so people might not know about that, but it's pretty good for your blood pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never tried it before. I'll have to try that. And what do we have? This is beautiful as well.
So this one we also serve in the canteen in Shubi Park. So we have a fried noodle. We always say that chow mein, and here is a braised pork, a Taiwanese braised pork.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. So in Shubi Park, we also have some kind of Asian boudin.
Okay.
Asian is fries at the bottom and braised pork on top of it.
Yum. Yes. It sounds delicious. All right.
Yeah.
When I think of Hong Kong, I do think of the egg tarts. Your version looks beautiful. May I try one?
Of course.
Why not eat it? Tell us about what else is on this tray.
Yeah, there's an egg tart. So there's an egg tart is one of the favorites for the last governor of Chris Pan. And the other one is the coconut tart. So two of the tart is quite signature of the Hong Kong food, except a pineapple bun. We're also selling a pineapple bun. Is that right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this one?
Oh, this is the moon cake. So Mid-Autumn Festival just passed. Yes. This is a festival food for the Mid-Autumn Festival. But this is not the traditional one. The traditional one is made of the lotus root paste, and in the middle there's the salted egg yolk. But I serve this one is more modern. It's a egg custard one, and then this is with the matcha, and this with the chocolate. Yeah, and they look so.
They're beautiful. Is this in a special little pan to get these wonderful shapes?
There is a mold for that. Yeah, it's quite complicated to make this one.
I'm sure it is complicated. And this looks delicious. What's this?
This cheesecake, but it's not the traditional one. This is tofu cheesecake.
Wow,
Yeah, tofu one.
cheesecake.
Yeah, tofu cheesecake. So because for the traditional one is quite heavy, is that right?
Okay.
But with tofu one is you don't, when you taste it, you don't feel so heavy about that, and it's more healthy because
my gosh.
tofu with more calcium. Yeah.
Well, it's clear, Karina, that you have something for everybody. You've got something for vegetarians. You have something for hot meals. You've got delicious
And we have these
desserts.
delicious steamed buns.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
we also have the steamed bun. The steamed bun is we have a pork one, we have a chicken one, and a vegetable one, also suitable for vegetarians also. And this one, the pan-fried bun, the mini one. So pan-fried bun is quite a traditional, the Asian food. Yeah, except steamed bun, also the pan-fried bun.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so we can find you at the market. Which market?
Yeah, we are on Saturdays. Every Saturday we are in the Brewery Farmers Market, and then right now we are in the canteen of Subi Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brewery Farmers Market, Canteen, Shuby Park, and on the website for Spice, you can find Korean info and every other Spice business on there. So if you're looking for catering this holiday season, now's the time to check that out. All right, we'll put that information on our website. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
We'll take a break and try some more of these delicious Hong Kong specialties. Look at what Karina has made for us. Gorgeous. We'll see you back in about 2 minutes' time. Still ahead this morning, it's Fuel Day at Circle K. We'll bring you all the details on how you can save at the pumps today, and who doesn't like the sound of saving some money. All the details just ahead on your Morning Atlantic.
It's 8:31. Wow. It's really flown by today.
Flew by.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much to Natalie and Karina for coming in. I wanted to try this little bunny.
That is adorable.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they look incredible.
Yeah. And she said these are complicated to make. I can see. I bit into it. It's delicious. It kind of tastes like creamy shortbread.
Ooh.
In the best way possible.
It's amazing. Well, just beautiful art and with quality to it as well. Amazing
details, and I can't wait to grab some right after.
For
this.
sure. I will actually
Let me
check
go.
the Spice. It's great that we put the Spice webpage on our webpage because they have all the list of all of the businesses, and it's a great place to get some catering ideas.
Ooh, yes, everyone that we've had on from the Spice program, exceptional.
Thank you. You're right. Yeah, and we know that we're making a difference in that business owner's life too. They're just starting out, and yum.
Yum.
You know what I love to do? I love to travel to Peggy's Cove for the chowder there.
Ooh, I've actually had food over at the restaurants there. Yummy.
Sou'wester.
Ooh.
Just don't go on the Black Rocks, okay?
Don't do it. It's a little tricky. All right, here's a look at Peggy's Cove. You can see here a bit of sunshine, but it is a cloudy start to the day. We do have a chance of showers tracking across Nova Scotia today, so just keep that in mind when heading out. Wet weather is moving across much of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, 6 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, 9 starting off your day in both Charlottetown and in Sydney. Also 9 early this morning in Halifax and 6 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's that low pressure system currently tracking across the region, bringing wet weather from much of the region today. So keep that in mind. You may want to allot some extra time out on your morning commute and grab that rain gear before heading out as well. In terms of the wind, it will be picking up, becoming a bit breezy for much of the maritime region. As of right now, 31 kilometers per hour in Edmonton, with 22 starting off your day in St. John, New Brunswick, 19 kilometers per hour in North Cape, with 20 into Yarmouth. Wind gusts getting up to 44 kilometers per hour this morning in Edmonton, 33 in St. John, New Brunswick, 30 in Yarmouth. We'll have one last look at your long-range forecast, but one last look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 8:33. The woman who was shot by an RCMP officer in Eastern Passage on Tuesday has died from her injuries. According to the Serious Incident Response Team, officers were called to a home Tuesday afternoon. When they arrived, they found a woman holding a knife. Police say she refused to drop the knife, and after a taser failed to stop her, one officer fired their gun. The woman was pronounced dead soon after.
So I heard one, and then I heard two after that. But they weren't like bang, bang, bang. It was like bang, and then there was a pause. I mean, things were happening pretty fast, and then I heard two more shots.
Bruce Wicker was working outside nearby. He says the yelling started before police arrived. CERT is investigating. Still lots of confusion and chaos on both sides of the border as new tariffs on softwood lumber hit the forestry sector.
Trucks that were headed over there have been turned back and had to be unloaded. Some have been allowed to cross.
Linda Bell has been working in the forestry industry along the U.S.-Canada border for almost 3 decades. She says the last few days have been chaotic since a new 10% tariff was issued on softwood lumber on top of the existing 35%. It's caused some mills in Maine to halt deliveries of New Brunswick lumber, mills which have processed Canadian wood for over 5 decades. Industry Minister Melanie Joly acknowledged the confusion, saying Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is working on getting more clarity from the U.S. administration. Later this morning, Statistics Canada will be releasing a preliminary outlook at the police-reported hate crimes and cyber crimes. The release comes after the Liberal government put forward new legislation aimed at tackling hate crimes. For more on this, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Good morning, Scott. We've seen many reports of incidents across the country, specifically targeting religious institutions. Can you talk to us about the impact and the response?
Good morning, Amanda. These new numbers will help us continue to fill in the picture, but overall, over the past several years, Canada has seen a troubling and steady surge in reported hate crimes affecting communities from coast to coast, leaving too many people in this country feeling unsafe. Notably, a troubling surge in anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, also with notable events around the world targeting groups specifically for their race or ethnicity, putting many Canadian communities on high alert, as well as police departments around the country trying to combat acts of violence, vandalism, and intimidation in our country, largely due to attacks on Jews and Muslims here in Canada and elsewhere. While preliminary Stats Can numbers show a drop in overall reported hate crimes from the first few months of this year to specifically the first quarter last year, there's been a steady surge in Canada over a number of years now. Reported incidents more than doubling since before 2020. Overall, the number of police-reported hate crimes has increased for 6 years in a row, with a nearly 50% increase in reported hate crimes in just the past 2 years. And the federal government, under pressure to stem the rising tide of hate, introducing new legislation. The Combating Hate Act proposes 4 new criminal offenses, including making it a crime to obstruct or intimidate people trying to access places of worship. Sadly, these incidents of hate against entire communities have shaken many people and left too many communities, Amanda, across this country on edge.
Including a recent incident in Halifax last month. Scott, we look forward to that report. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks, Amanda.
CTV Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. Thank you. And you can go to our website, ctvnews.ca, for more details on that report from Stats Can when it is released. Finally, this happened on the West Coast, but maybe we can see something around it here locally. It was a fun encounter for passengers waiting to board a ferry in BC. So this was a ferry delay, and it was worth it to get this view. Passengers, they were heading into Horseshoe Bay, northwest of Vancouver, and they were treated to a humpback whale sighting right in the harbor as the curious animals just splashed around the bay.
Whale, whale, whale.
Whale, whale, whale. What do we have here?
I love it.
If you've ever done the any whale tours around here, seen something interesting in our harbors, we have so many coastlines around Atlantic Canada. Send us a text of the photo or video and the story behind it. 10400.
All right. Well, from the ocean, which is water, to the 90s band Aqua, which means water.
Yes.
Okay, we're bringing us there. They recently played in Moncton.
I know.
And now they're taking their biggest hits to a different type of stage.
You thought you knew us?
Aqua, the musical, will open in Copenhagen in 2028.
Stop.
Shopping it. They say it's going to combine their chart-topping hits like Barbie Girl and Around the World with their personal stories woven in. The band members also say the musical will be a colorful illustration of the 90s.
Oh, Turn Back Time, Dr. Jones. I think that was the last cassette tape that I ever purchased.
Wow.
Jones.
Well, they seem to
Wake
have
up
really,
now.
They felt like you can see there's new life there. Like they feel like they're hitting their stride in a new way. Love to see it.
Yes.
I'm so sad they didn't come here.
I know.
They came to Halifax.
Yeah,
Moncton.
Halifax.
Well, you have to go to Copenhagen.
I know,
and
right?
Check it out in
Sign me up.
2028. Yeah.
The musical, brilliant. Remember Cartoon Heroes 2?
Yep.
The Halloween song. I mean, their second album was great too.
Oh yeah, it was. It had some hits.
I have booking your tickets to Copenhagen right now.
I have an Aqua story, but I guess we got to move on.
Another time.
I'll share it for another time.
Okay, we're going to talk about the community calendar now and take a look at events taking place in our region. The Indulge Food and Wine Festival is underway across St. Andrews. Explore multiple markets, dinners, and tastings throughout the week. There will also be performances taking place. The festival runs from now until October 19th. To learn more, you can head over to their webpage. And you can also come out and participate in the Disc Golf Tournament. This is a fundraiser in Hunter River, Prince Edward Island this weekend. On Saturday, October 18th from 9 to 6 a.m., you can help raise money to support Habitat for Humanity, PEI. And there will also be a bunch of games for both adults and kids. There will be prizes, draws, and lunch. You can even dress up in Halloween costumes to win extra prizes. To learn more, head over to their website. And the Dartmouth Community Center Association kicks off their 69th season this upcoming weekend. Jack Shen and Rachel Desoy, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, will take the stage for a flute and cello performance this Saturday, October 8th. The concert will take place at Woodlawn United Church at 7 p.m. For tickets and a full list of upcoming performances, head over to the website on your screen. And if you do have an upcoming event, please send us the details, Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
Thanks so much. And if you want to save some money at the pumps today, I mean, who doesn't? Then you can go see our partners at Circle K. Coming up, we're checking out Fuel Day. That's when Your Morning Atlantic returns. The latest on this story after Latavia's forecast. Plus, we're going to share your text about some iconic landmarks.
Happy Thursday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:44. We're taking a live look at a cloudy start to the day over in Burnt Coat Head. Currently 10 degrees in your area, and we are expecting a chance of showers to return for much of the region today, so keep that in mind when you are heading out. A bit warmer of a start to the day than we saw yesterday. As of right now, we are going to see, go back to the current temperatures. 6 degrees early this morning in Fredericton, with 9 starting off in both Charlottetown and in Halifax, as well as into Sydney. 1 degree early this morning for Labrador City, and 6 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. Got a little trigger happy. Okay, here's the low pressure system that's tracking across the region right now. We are seeing showers across New Brunswick, and then a chance of some scattered showers returning for parts of Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, seeing that wet weather also for parts of Labrador and Newfoundland, seeing a chance of showers and or drizzle. Into the afternoon, much of the same expected. The heaviest of precipitation will be Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and Labrador. Also going to see some heavier precipitation for parts of southern Nova Scotia. And then into the evening and overnight hours, precipitation slowly clears out of the region, but still sticking around into Friday. We do have a chance of some isolated showers for the Maritime region. Also going to see some mixed precipitation across Labrador and parts of Newfoundland into our Friday forecast. If you are wondering about the precipitation totals for New Brunswick, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters from now until early Friday morning. Around 5 to 10 millimeters expected for Digby and Lunenburg, and then the heaviest of that rainfall will be for Happy Valley Goose Bay at around 10 to 20 millimeters. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. It will be a wet day ahead. Showers across the province today. Daytime highs will range from 8 to 13 degrees and breezy winds picking up out of the northeast, 20 gusting to 40. Prince Edward Island will see highs between 13 to 14 degrees today. A chance of scattered showers across the island. Same thing goes for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia. Highs between 13 to 16 degrees being the warmest into Sheet Harbor. We will be seeing a chance of some scattered showers as well. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 12 to 13 degrees and still seeing that chance of showers at around a 60% chance of it happening. For Newfoundland and Labrador, a high of 4 degrees over in Labrador City today. Mainly cloudy skies. We do have that chance of showers and or flurries moving back into the evening. And a high of 9 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at a chance of showers and or drizzle. Into Friday's forecast, cooler temperatures yet again for our daytime highs. We will be seeing a chance of some isolated showers for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. A chance of showers and or flurries tracking across parts of Labrador. Then into the weekend forecast, we will be seeing sunshine return in the forecast, but also some lingering showers expected for parts of the region. That's a look at your weather forecast. Now let's head over to Circle K.
Yay! It is a morning show host dream, the Circle K latte. I love the coffee here. It's fresh every time. I'm joined by Darren Purcell, who's the district manager with Circle K. Thank you for making such great coffee.
It's my pleasure.
Lovely to have you in. I love this is a spot on Hammonds Plains Road, one of our favorite Circle Ks. This is a big day. It's Fuel Day. We love Fuel Day.
Fuel Day is a big event. It's basically today, October 16th, between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. We're going to be giving away fuel 10 cents a liter cheaper.
That's right, yeah. So fuel, this is the day to show up between 3 and 6, you said?
3 and 6 p.m.
If you've never been before, you just drive up. There'll be staff letting you know that it's Fuel Day.
Yeah, we'll have people out by the road waving their signs. We'll have people at the pumps greeting everybody at the pumps. We'll be letting everybody know that it's an automatic 10 cent per liter discount.
Yeah.
Already taken off the pumps, so no fuss, no muss.
Well, I love Fuel Day because it is a lot of fun. It's great to get a discount. But I know that you love it too because the customers love it so much. Why is it so important that we do this?
Well, it's an important savings for families in times of need. Every little bit helps nowadays, so it's just a tangible way to give back and make customers' lives easier every day.
This Fuel Day is especially important because a portion of proceeds supports Make-A-Wish Canada. Why is this such an important cause for Circle K?
Well, the Make-A-Wish Foundation is a fantastic local charitable organization. It helps many families in need and especially creates life-changing make-wishes for children with critical illnesses.
It's true. We've done some work with them on the show, and I know there's a wait list for children to experience this life-changing wish.
Yep.
Sometimes it's a vacation, sometimes it could be so many things, but I know that it changes the lives of the children and their families.
It does. It brings a lot of hope, joy, and sort of strength to the families and those children with those illnesses. So we feel it's a really important charity.
All right, so Circle K's across Atlantic Canada. Today's the day, Fuel Day, 3 to 6. You just show up, you can participate. If you're lucky, some of the locations will have special little extras going on, little promos.
True, yeah. While supplies last, we'll have coupon booklets with extra savings, extra fuel savings, car wash, and lots of food discount items.
At some locations.
At some locations.
All right. All locations, though, will have the Fuel Day. All right, I love the coffee here. What's your favorite Circle K beverage?
It'd have to be Polar Pop. It's a great deal, many flavors. Anybody can find what they're looking for.
And the ice is perfectly crushed.
Yes.
All right, and then the hot thing. What's your favorite Circle K hot treat?
If it's hot food, it'd have to be the cheesy pepper jack taquito. It's great, lots of flavor, a little bit of heat, which is what I like.
My son had one of those on the weekend. He would agree with you. For me, classic hot dog all the way. With a Lay's chip, chef's kiss. All right, Darren, thank you so much for this.
No problem. Glad to be here.
And a reminder that Fuel Day is today, October 16th, 3 to 6 at Circle K locations. And we have more information on our website as well. Happy fueling.
#1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. It's 8:53. We've reached the last few minutes of our show. We've got a really fun, cute last laugh for you. But first, we want to share your answers to our Move Morning Chat. So today we're asking about iconic landmarks that you see around the region that says, okay, I know I'm close to home, or it's a spot you drive by and you see and you're like, oh, I'd love to look forward to it. So here's what you had to say. So we began with Cindy from Halifax, who says, the Oxford Theatre. Of course, it used to be on the corner of Quinpool Road and Oxford in Halifax. I saw a Titanic there with my kids. Still miss it. It's now a climbing gym. I miss it too.
Oh, I know where she's talking about. Okay.
That's a good, it's a good spot.
You know what? When I was a university student, I lived right around the corner from it. And it was a great place to go see films.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so cool.
Iconic.
Yeah.
All right. Anita from Mount Uniacke says, coming to Halifax from the valley at night. She's got a few. So the first one, Martok, Ski Martok, all lit up.
Cool.
Then the towers at Newport Corner. Then it's the Weir Field, ball field in Upper Sackville.
Oh, wow.
So a number of different ones.
Love it.
Martok at night too. Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, of course, Cape Breton viewers, Monica says, I know I'm not far from home when I see the Canso, Causeway Bridge, and the Welcome to Cape Breton sign. Charles Steele also sent us a text, too, and said, yep, that's the same for me as well. So thank you
Me
both.
too. Me too, you too.
Finally, take a look at this photo. It's from Kim Brennan.
Wow.
And she says this, the Molasses Hill sign in Blissfield, New Brunswick. That's up north in Northumberland County. She says that is her favorite iconic landmark.
It is iconic.
Cool.
We need to go check that out.
I know, that's super cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone who took the time to send us a text at 10400. And you don't even have to text us about the Move Morning Chat. I mean, you can let us know about traffic issues. You can send us your photos, pet sunrises, great landscape in your community. Maybe there's a traffic issue our viewers should know about. So you can always send us a message. 10400 is the number.
Yep.
Okay, straight in from Germany, we have these shots of the Dachshund Championships. 100 little dogs have raced for glory at the 3rd annual international competition. Let's enjoy the scenery. Okay, that's the dog race. There we go.
They move quite fast.
Oh, yeah.
They do, at a gallop.
They do. And then this is the part I really wanted to show you. There were some demos of dog dancing. This would be like a tango, because it does take 2 to tango.
Oh.
Wow.
Doesn't mean you have to be 2 people.
What a good boy.
I mean, some people dance with 2 left feet. What if you got 4?
Oh my gosh. So the dog dancing championships are in Hungary next month. You know we'll have the footage from that if I have anything to do with it.
Listen, I'm going to mark that on the calendar because I want to follow up on that. All right, so send us your text of your animal photos. We would love to see them too.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
10400. Love a little dachshund. My grandparents always had dachshunds growing up. Yeah, little cutie patooties.
So cute.
Love seeing them in
They're
sweaters
cute.
too.
Any
Love
dog,
it.
basically. Love pets.
Yeah.
They're just such a treat.
I know.
I know. Okay, we are getting ready for, if you can believe it, the Friday edition of the show already.
Yeah.
A big show tomorrow. Lots happening. We hope that you're able to join us. We're going to have the latest weather forecast for the weekend.
Katie Kelly will be here too with your entertainment headlines. That and much more too.
Oh,
it's also Saltscape season as well.
So
wow,
we're gonna have a
yes, that
recipe.
time of year.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, in a brand new segment, Legal Insiders, where you have a chance to ask questions about the legal field. Very excited to introduce this.
Very cool.
Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Starts at 6 a.m. Join us, and we'll be here for 3 hours. So
we hope to bring you more dachshunds.
Well, we will.
And what else did we have today? Panda bear cubs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had
there's some good animal footage in the world.
Election.
That's right. Oh, my gosh, the votes continue until tomorrow. We won't have a winner tomorrow, but we will have we will have the announcement of the winner.
Which dog will be crowned? All right, guys, take care. See you tomorrow.